All right, hey, welcome back. I'm so glad you joined me for episode 2 in my Songwriter's Journal. I'm going to do this every week for a year. Gonna try to share little pieces of whatever I'm working on. Fragments like a verse and a chorus, or some weeks it might be a whole song, whatever I get through. I'm gonna share what's going on in my musical journey, getting out and doing open mics or playing gigs, whatever it is I happen to be doing on any given week. Um, so hopefully I'll have a new episode towards the beginning of each week. So please hit the subscribe button and follow me. I'm really excited about this. So let's get started. I hit 3 open mics this week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I did not play at the Wednesday gig. It was an open mic, and I got there too late. I wound up having another commitment come up that I had to take care of, and when I got to the open mic, it was more crowded than I normally expect for that place, and it just wasn't going to happen. So I stayed and just hung out and enjoyed everybody performing, supporting the local community. Um, the first one though that I played at was Tuesday night. It was a brewery, small venue. Um, the room was mostly filled with musicians and a few friends that the other guys had brought. Um, the host Dan was really kind. He used his phone and shot a video of me, and so I posted that up on Facebook right away. It was me doing an original. It's called Dragons in the Sky. And it got a lot of good feedback, but really what was super nice about that is just being able to share me doing what I do. In the past, now and then I've tried to bring a little tripod along and set it up ahead, when it's my turn to go up, and catch a little video, and it's okay. I really think it's better having somebody shoot for me, at least at this stage of the game. The other problem there is that if you're setting up a tripod yourself, anticipating when your turn's going to be, and you don't want to be taking a lot of extra time getting set up because there's other people waiting to have their turns afterwards. But first night out went really good. The second time I went out was that I played out was Thursday then, and that was a sports bar and restaurant. TVs everywhere, of course. The dinner crowd, they had mostly thinned out pretty good by the time the musicians got playing, and certainly by the time it was my turn. There's only 3 musicians that showed up in addition to the host. And so we all got to go play around twice. So it was like making up for the night before, I guess. Went fabulous though. It makes me think it's kind of weird when it's all musicians in the room. It's like we're the ones that are going out to play, and we're each other's audience. I don't know. Maybe it's not so weird. We're all, or at least most of us, are paying customers, get a dinner or a drink while we're there, and now and then there's that one musician, that one dude. And it's like, bro, get a damn going ginger ale, and tip the bartender, show some respect for the place. They're letting us play in their house. Another funny thing about it is that some cats are saying that all my friends are musicians, and then when I have a gig nobody comes out. All my friends have their own gigs they're going to. I think that's okay. Just because you got to keep putting yourself out there. The open mics, at least in this area, they're great. Lancaster County is really blessed to have quite a few of them have popped up since COVID reopened here. The Lancaster County, Lancaster City, Wrightsville, Marietta, York, Palmyra, Hummelstown. I think there's one over in Elizabethtown. I haven't gotten to that one yet. There's just quite a few of them, and I try to get to a couple different ones every week. I've gone as far as Lebanon, and as far as Carlisle I've played. And one year on vacation, we were down in Chicoteague. I played an open mic down there. So that's something I really like doing. I like getting that experience of playing in front of different crowds. Um, some of these folks that I do play with, though, they get some really high-end technical skills, but they've always been very welcoming and friendly. They make me feel good about sharing a stage with them. These musicians here, they do like to play together. They like to jam. That's something that I don't have a lot of skill with. Something I need to work on. Part of it's just anxiety and being an introvert, and part of it's just I practice by myself. I don't have a band, and I'm really not looking to go that route. I really want to be that solo singer-songwriter. So having that skill set where you can play together with other musicians is something that is going to be a goal of mine here. Hopefully, you'll see me updating you here in the next year about some experiences trying to put myself out there and keep putting myself into those uncomfortable situations. Even though my guitar skills are what I would call basic, I feel like my strumming, my rhythm anyway, even if I'm finger picking, it's all pretty solid. The difference it would be that I don't really keep good time. I don't want to. To jam and play with other people, you kind of have to get into that keeping time and 4 beats to a measure. I might add an extra beat. If I need it, if that's what I need to make the song work. The audience seems to like it. The drummers not so much. At any rate, one thing I am working on more though is talking to the audience, sharing stories, kind of like what this is practice. This video talking to you guys, but doing that with an audience live is kind of an important thing for a solo singer-songwriter. Right now I'm definitely trying to build up my repertoire, learn more songs, especially cover songs. I'm always trying to write more songs and learn more good ones that I can share with folks. But the cover songs, the process is similar to the songwriting and coming up with original stuff. You pick ones that you think will work well with an audience, and you spend tons of time practicing. You struggle with it, you fight with it. You finally get something that starts to sound like something, and some of them never see the light of day. They never get in front of an audience. Some of them you play and it just doesn't click. Some of them bomb altogether. There's a few that get through then, and you don't really know until you've gone through that. And after spending months on it, then you kind of reverse it. You start deconstructing everything you spent all that time working on. Getting rid of the ones that aren't quite right, and you narrow it down to the best of the best. Not that I might cover Townes Van Zandt. I might do Poncho and Lefty really well. The next person that gets up there, that might not suit his or her voice or their guitar style or whatever that chemistry is, the way they work an audience. It just might not click for them. Whereas, that one song works for me. Maybe I try to do a Rolling Stone song like Paint It Black, and it just doesn't click with me and the audience. It might be the same audience, but, something about the artist makes all the difference. So right now I'm in this building phase, and this YouTube channel I'm hoping really helps with that. The songs that I'm kind of tinkering with right now are in the pop and country genres. Strictly speaking, I'm more roots and Americana, but especially as far as cover songs, I'm definitely not going to stay in that narrow lane. I want to be able to reach whatever the audience is, and I'm playing in bars and restaurants, coffee shops, breweries, wineries, kind of at the starting out phase, and the main thing is to entertain their guests. They're hiring me to entertain their audience. It's not an audience necessarily that came to see me, so I have to find a variety of stuff that can connect with different tastes. So this week's song, it's called "What a Wild Ride." The title was the last thing I wrote. There was nothing, there was no line in the song, no keyword, nothing that really really worked for me, that I didn't feel like it was summing things up. So kind of added a line onto the chorus. And I'm not sure if it made it better or worse, but it gave me a title anyway. The other thing about this song is it does kind of remind me of some of the other stuff I've written in the same key. It's got kind of a familiar feel to it, of stuff I've written before. It's definitely its own unique creation, however. But again, it's like you have to keep hammering and hammering. And the point of this Songwriter series is I'm going to write a song, and within a couple days I'm going to share it with you. So it's not going to be polished. It's not going to be rehearsed. It's going to be pretty much fresh off the drawing board, so to speak. The song itself was born one morning while I was driving to work. It's 5:30 in the morning. It's March here, so it's dark at that time of day. It was before daylight saving time too, I think. Or I don't know, it was the same week as, maybe. But it was definitely still dark when I was driving into work. We had a pretty full moon, and it was just huge and really low over the farm fields I was driving through. And I came past a cemetery, and the line came to me, "Who's buried here?" Didn't seem like a whole lot at the time, but I made myself make a voice memo on the phone, and I came back to it, and it gave me a starting point for the song anyway. And that line, word for word, stayed in what I have right now. Who knows, if I like the song, I keep tinkering with it, anything could change, but it gave me a starting point. I have 3 verses in it, and each verse starts with that same structure. The other thing that I wanted to incorporate into the song is I keep thinking about past regrets sort of feelings, specifically being ashamed of something that I may have done in the past that I just can't let go of. Sure, I've been, forgiven for decades in some cases, in some cases childhood things, but one of my things is I do tend to hold on to stuff, and I try to get better and try to improve and become a new person, reinventing myself. I remember there's this Native American teacher. I had attended one of his lectures, and one of the points he was making is you need to let go of that kind of thing just for your own health. And he asked the question, what could you have possibly done that is so bad that you need to carry it with you for the rest of your life? So this is probably the first time I really wrote about that subject and those feelings. I got a feeling I have a lot more to say on the matter, so there'll probably be a lot more songs along this line coming in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a whirl for you here. It's called What a Wild Ride. Who's buried here? All of the history, the people, the time, where they all go. Who's underneath, standing on the shoulder of giants, looking out across the sea? What's all this crazy talk about time leaving me? You can't live forever, and you can't take nothing when you go. Whatever you hang on to can't be riches or shame. Build up your heart, then you're falling down again. Ooh, a wild ride. be ashamed. As we grow, we reinvent ourselves, changing who we are. Whatever wrong you've done, just let it go. You can't live forever, can't take nothing when you go. Whatever you hold on to can't be riches or shame. Build up your heart, then you're falling down again. Ooh, a wild ride. Farewell, ego. We had a good run now, you're holding me back. Farewell, ego. All of the wealth and power, all the praise you got in me, giving them back now, like water to the sea. You can't live forever, can't take nothing when you go. Whatever you hang on to can't be riches or shame. Build up your heart, then you're falling down again. Ooh, what a wild ride. Ooh, what a wild ride. All right, what a wild ride. So thanks my friends for watching my video, letting me share a new song with you. Please remember to hit subscribe. Over on Facebook, I'm sharing pictures from the open mics that I go to, the gigs, whatever performances I do, sharing pictures of the other musicians. I put my schedule up there as well if you're ever in the Lancaster County area, or if you're a musician and you do open mics or we're thinking about doing one. I give you a chance to see where they are and maybe come say hi to me. I would appreciate that. Over on Instagram, I have been putting more selfies up there. That's where you can find videos of me doing some cover songs. And I'm also going to start putting my schedule up on my website, robedenbow.com. And I guess that's it for this week. Love and peace.